Hey, this is Dave from YunaPro, and in this video, I'm going to show you the best way to sell your online courses. And the neat thing about this strategy is it works really well for selling online courses as well as online coaching programs. And it works well for complete beginners, people who have never sold their online course before, as well as experts who have been selling their online courses or online coaching programs perhaps for years, but want a simpler, maybe more effective or more up-to-date strategy to sell more copies of their programs. I personally use this strategy regularly and sell millions of dollars of online courses. So let's dive in. So you've got an idea for an online course, or perhaps you've already built your online course and now you just need to sell it. How do you go about doing that? Well, many people, they go and build a sales funnel and they start sending ad traffic over to that sales funnel. And maybe you've already tried that, but chances are, especially if you're just starting out, it didn't work. And chances are, even if you've been at this for a while, you've spent a lot of money running ads to your sales funnel. Well, there's got to be a better way, right? And there is. Just because your course or your online coaching program hasn't sold a lot yet doesn't mean it's a failure. I've got 4 phases that I use to sell my online courses and online coaching. And this process is proven even if you're a complete beginner, you can follow the 4 phases we're about to go through and you can start selling more copies of your online coaching program or online course. So let's take a look. Phase number 1 is research. Now, to begin the research phase, you need to have an audience. It's a mistake to think that you're going to build a course and then find cold leads using Facebook ads or some other ads and then send those cold leads over to your course and expect them to buy. It simply doesn't work like that. The easiest sales that you're going to make for your online course or online coaching program are warm leads or hot leads, people who already know you, people who have already had experience with you online. And you might be thinking, especially if you're just starting out, well, Dave, I don't have an audience. And that is not true. Yes, you do. Let me show you. Here's an example of a place that everyone has an audience. So I'm over on Facebook. Facebook is where I sell my online courses and coaching programs. And when I scroll down here, you can see that I've got a friends list of almost 5,000 people. Now, maybe you don't have 5,000 friends on Facebook, but you probably have several hundred friends on Facebook or perhaps several thousand. The other place that you can find an audience that you already have, a warm audience or perhaps even a hot audience, is through your email list. And again, you might say, well, Dave, I've never built an email list. I don't have an email list. Yes, you do. You can go over to Gmail or wherever you do your email and look through the list of contacts that you have through that Gmail account and put together a list of people who might be interested in the topic that you're planning for your course. These are your warm leads. This is where you want to start out. And that leads to the second step in this process, this research phase, is you want to take that audience that you already have, your warm leads or your hot leads, and gain awareness as to what it is that they actually need. Now, this can happen in a couple of different ways. You could either take your email list or take your friends from Facebook and actually send them a message. So send them an email or go over to Messenger and send them a message and simply ask them. Imagine that you had a course idea about fitness. You could ask them what they're doing for their fitness right now or what their fitness goals are, and start to build up your own awareness to make sure that your audience is interested in the things that you think they're interested in. So let me show you an example. I'm going to go over here to one of my courses, and this course is called The Fast Path to Paying Clients. Let me read out the description for this course. It says, the simplest way to get paying clients from Facebook. After completing this course, you will have built a content calendar that is effective for nurturing your audience. That's key. I'll come back to that in a second. And identifying leads who are most ready to buy from you. Well, how did I know that this was going to be a successful course? I simply talked to my audience. I either sent them a message like we just talked about, and in this case, I asked them about what hurdles they're having in their online business, or I watched what they were saying on Facebook. When I created a piece of content, I watched what the comments said. What did people say they were struggling with? What follow-up questions did they have based on the post that I had created? So I started watching these conversations, watching these comments, and the recurring themes that I saw were people were struggling with nurturing their leads, nurturing their audience, and getting leads who are ready to buy. And this is what you want to do as well. You want to do your research with your existing audience to see what it is that they're talking about, that they're struggling with, and that validates the topic for your course or your coaching program. So that's phase number 1, research. Do your research to make sure that your existing audience, even if it's as small as just 50 people, might be interested in the topic that you have planned for your course or your coaching program. Now, phase number 2 is to start to build excitement and get buy-in. Let me show you what I mean by this. Here's an example of a post that I put inside my Facebook group where some of my Facebook audience hangs out. And you can see here it says big lead nurturing problem. And then it goes on to say that most online business owners, they simply don't have a strategy for nurturing their leads. And it asks the question, do you ever feel like that? And then gives 2 options below. It says, yes, I feel like that sometimes. When I get leads, I don't always know the best steps to take to nurture them. Or the alternative answer here is, no, that's never me. When I get leads, I know exactly how to nurture them until they buy. So this gives my audience 2 options. And you can see here, 98% of people said, yeah, I feel like this. I struggle to nurture my leads. So not only is this further validating my idea for this course or this coaching program, but it's also getting leads to buy in, to say, yes, I am interested in that. Yes, I do have that problem. So imagine if you made a post like this, a poll asking your audience, whether your audience is big or small, do you have this problem? As people start to vote yes, they're saying, yes, I have that problem. That's getting their buy-in. Now, when you release your course, and we're going to get to how to do that in just a second, when you release your course, you've already got leads. They've said, yes, I need this. Now, this is one example of a way to get buy-in. So again, we're trying to build excitement before you launch your course. Here's one example. I'm going to show you another post that does this as well, that gets buy-in and starts to build excitement. So you can see this is a post inside my Facebook group, and this is called a two-step post, where you suggest that you have something of value to offer for anyone who is willing to raise their hand and say, yes, I need that. Let me read this out to you. It says, we stopped using Messenger and discovery calls to nurture leads. Anyone want to test a new Facebook strategy? It sells better. So this is teasing out the same course or program all about nurturing leads and making more sales on Facebook. And I'm asking in a different way. Back over here, it was a poll. I was asking people, yeah, are you bought in? Are you interested in this? Whereas over here on this second post, I'm asking people to comment below. And you can see that in this case, there were 905 people who commented on this, saying, yes, I'm interested. Yes, this is what I need. Now, again, if you've got a small audience, you probably won't get 905 people commenting, but you might get a dozen, you might get 20. And these are leads who are getting excited. They're buying in before you even launch your course. This is going to make it so much easier to make sales when you do officially launch your course. And we will get to that in just a second. So this is the second buy-in type post. But you don't want to stop here. You want to continue building excitement. I'm going to show you a couple other strategies that I use to do that. So the first is this. This is an event on Facebook. And you can see the title of the event here. It's called Expert Lead Nurturing. Warm up your Facebook leads and quickly close sales without DMing. So again, here's the topic. It's about nurturing Facebook leads and making sales. I want to make sure my audience is excited about this topic. So I've already got their buy-in. I got their buy-in through that poll and through that two-step post. And now I've created an event and said, hey, does anyone want to actually invest some of their time in learning more about this topic? And when we go down here, you can see there are 299 people who said, yeah, I want to go. This is really interesting to me. I want to invest an hour of my time learning more about your strategy, Dave. And this is what you can do too. You can create an event on Facebook. In this case, my event was inside a Facebook group. And so then I invited the Facebook group members to come and join me for this Facebook event. Or you can do it on your personal profile, and you can invite your friends who you think might be interested to join your event. And those people who accept, they say they're going to go to your event. They're hot leads. Those are people who are saying, yes, I'm interested. And they're getting excited. Now you might be wondering, well, what's this event actually for? What are you going to deliver? And we're going to get to that in just a second. But right now, let's use this as a placeholder. You tell people that you've got something coming and you get them to commit by saying, yes, I'm going to go to your event. So we're building some excitement. Now to add to this, I also create a post over on my personal profile. And here it is. It says, new Facebook strategy, how to nurture leads without DMs or booking sales calls. It's free and it works so well. Want to see? And again, you can see 346 people, they commented on this saying, yes, I'm interested. So again, it's building excitement, getting people ready for this event where you can launch your course and start making sales. Now, there is one more thing that I did personally is I took my email list. And again, it doesn't matter if you've just got a few dozen people on your email list or maybe hundreds or thousands of people. I sent this email and you can see it says important event reminder. And then it talks about the event that we just looked at, Expert Lead Nurturing. And then there's a link that takes people back over to that event so that they see the details, they start getting excited about what I'm going to deliver, and they say, yes, I'm going to attend the event. And you can do this as well. It only takes a couple posts or perhaps emails getting your audience excited about the value you're about to deliver. And that's phase number 2. You've got buy-in and you've gained excitement from your audience. Now let's move on to phase number 3. Phase number 3 is to deliver value. Here's where you're actually going to deliver on the event that you promised. So I'm going to go back over to my Facebook group and I'll show you how I delivered on that event. So here it is, Expert Lead Nurturing. Remember, this was the event that I told people was going to happen. And when you come down here, you'll see that there was a live training. So this is a live video where myself and my wife, we presented, in this case, it was about an hour, and we talked all about lead nurturing on Facebook. And you might hear that and you might think, Dave, you're asking me to go live on Facebook for an hour. And maybe you do it for an hour, maybe you do it for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But the key here is to go live and deliver real value around the topic that your audience has shown interest in. And I realize if you haven't done a lot of live videos or a lot of live trainings before, that can feel a little daunting at first. I'm going to show you in just a second here what sort of content to include in your live training. But it is crucial that you do a live training, and there's 2 reasons for that. Number 1 is it feels really personal. It's like you're having a live conversation, a one-on-one conversation with your audience. It's the best way online to connect with your audience, and therefore it's the best way to start making sales to those leads. The second reason why live video is so important if you want to sell more online courses or more copies of your online coaching program is because live video reveals a lot about your leads. When we go down here, let's take a look at this live video, and you can see there's almost 900 comments on this live training. And so it's very easy for me. This is something that I do after all my live trainings is I go through all these comments and I read what people are writing. And the neat thing about live trainings is you can actually rewatch your live training and you'll see the comments pop up in real time. So you can see when you said something, if it confused your audience. You can see when you showed something, if it really hit home with your audience. So this is a great way to refine your delivery of your live training and refine your sales pitch. So as a little teaser, and again, we'll talk about this in just a second, you'll be able to take this live training after you've made some sales, especially if it's performed really well. And you can take this exact live training, you can look at the comments, you can learn from the comments, you can make adjustments, and then turn it into a webinar that you can use on repeat to sell to more and more people. We'll get there in just a second. But right now I want to talk about what's actually included in this live training. What should you be delivering to your audience? Well, I'm going to take you over to the script that I use for this particular live training. You'll see here it is. Here's expert lead nurturing. And as I scroll through this, you'll notice that it's all planned out. Everything that Lucy, my wife, and I were going to share or teach or show is planned out ahead of time, including examples. You'll see that there's screenshots. You'll see there's call to actions where we're going to ask the audience questions. It's all planned out because you want to make sure that you're delivering the best value to your audience. Now, in terms of what the actual content is, here's the rule of thumb that I live by. 3/4 of my presentation is always all about delivering value. It's about solving a problem for your audience. So in this case, remember the topic here is expert lead nurturing, how to warm up your Facebook leads and quickly close sales. For 3/4 of this training, so in this case it was an hour-long training, so for about 45 minutes, Lucy and I just shared strategies that will help our audience do exactly what we promised. Nurture their leads, and close sales quickly. And then for the remaining 1/4 of this presentation, for about 15 minutes in our case, let's scroll down here. We'll go all the way down to the bottom. You can see this is all delivering value, tactics, strategies that we personally use to nurture leads and close sales. And then for the last section, the last 1/4 of your presentation, you want to move into an offer. You want to pitch your online course or coaching program. Now you might be wondering, well, Dave, if you just spent 45 minutes delivering value, teaching people how to nurture their leads and make sales, why would someone buy your course? And this is crucial. During your live presentation, you do want to solve a specific problem for your audience. So in this case, we spent most of our time talking about how to nurture leads on Facebook. But then that opens a door for a lot of other questions, a lot of other problems, a lot of next steps. And that's what you sell in your coaching program or your course. After delivering value to your audience and helping them solve one problem, now you open the door and say, you're probably wondering about what to do next. Here's my course that solves that problem. So let's go back to the example that I showed you earlier. Here's my course. It's called The Fast Path to Paying Clients. And this is all about helping business owners build out their exact content plan that will work for their niche, their industry, their business, that will achieve the result that we talked about in our live training, nurturing leads faster and making more sales. So this is helping build out the content that achieves the goal that we talked about in our presentation. And this is exactly what you can do as well. Spend 3/4 of your presentation sharing value, helping your audience solve a problem, and then the last 1/4 helping your audience realize that there are subsequent problems that your course or your coaching program are perfect to help them solve. And this is exciting because if you do this correctly, you're going to be making sales right now. On that presentation, on your live video, you're going to start selling your online course or your coaching program, and you're not jumping on sales calls, you're not DMing anyone. If you do your presentation correctly, your presentation will sell for you. But I want to encourage you, don't stop there. There is a 4th phase to the system, and the 4th phase is follow-up. While you will make sales during your live training session, you can't expect all of your leads to show up live or to buy right away. And that's why follow-up is crucial. There are 2 different types of leads that you want to follow up with. The first type of leads are your leads who showed interest when you were getting buy-in and building excitement. Some of those leads really are interested. They want to buy your course. They're interested in your help, but they didn't attend your live training. And so it's crucial that you follow up with them to make sure that they see your presentation. Let me show you an example. I'm going to go back over here to our live training that we did here. And I'm going to scroll down through the comments. And you'll notice that I'm making sure that leads see this live training. So let's scroll down here and you'll see this. It says, hey, here's the training you asked about. So this is talking to leads who showed interest during the buy-in and excitement phase. It says these steps are going to make it so much easier for you to nurture your leads quickly. And then I tagged all these people on the live training. So then Facebook will give them a notification. Those people will come over to your live training. They're going to watch the 3/4 of value you deliver, and then they're going to see the 1/4 that you spend pitching your offer. and some of these leads are gonna buy. So this is one way that I make sure that all of my leads see this live training. You can see here's another comment where I've tagged more of those leads to make sure that they see this live training. This is one way to do it. Another way would be to send a link to your presentation, your live training, send it via email to your email list. And yet another way would be to send DMs to anyone who showed interest in this live training. Send them a DM follow-up and say, hey, just wanted to check in with you to make sure that you got a copy of this training that you were interested in. This is gonna drive a whole lot more traffic back to your live training, again, where people are gonna be nurtured during that 3/4 of value you're delivering, and then you're gonna make sales during that 1/4 of pitching that you do at the end of your presentation. So that's how you follow up with your leads who showed interest but maybe didn't attend your live training. Now there's another group of leads that you also wanna follow up with, and that's people who showed up for your live training but didn't yet buy. Now, how do you do this? For me, I like to move this conversation over into Messenger because I wanna have a personal conversation with people who are so invested that they showed interest in this topic. They said, yes, they were gonna attend the live training, and then they actually showed up and invested an hour of their time with me. They deserve a personal conversation. So I wanna take, if we go back over here to this training, I wanna take all these people who are commenting on this training, and I wanna send them a private message. I wanna send them a DM over in Messenger. Well, how do you do that? You can either manually go through and DM every single person on here, or you can automate the process like I do. And as a side note, when we took a look at all these tags down here, this is all automated. I use a tool called YunaPro to automate this process. YunaPro just takes all of my leads who showed interest in a topic, and it tags them on my live trainings to make sure all the leads see what they're supposed to see. So let me show you how you can automate messaging people who showed up for your live training. Those are hot leads, and now you just simply want to close the sale. What I do is I go over to YunaPro, and there's a tool inside YunaPro that allows you to create lists of your leads based on the actions of those leads. So let me show you an example here. I'm gonna go down here and you can see that there's a list here that says, these are the leads that I've categorized as nurturing and attended the live. So this tells me that these are the leads that YunaPro found that are interested in nurturing. These people engaged on some of my excitement posts, my buy-in posts that were asking them if they want help with nurturing their leads. So these are people who showed interest and they attended the live. So these are the really hot leads. You can see there's 87 of them here. Now YunaPro's also created a segmented list of people who showed interest. These are leads who said, yes, I want help with nurturing my leads, but notice they didn't attend my live training. I've got 531 of them. And so now I can tell YunaPro, well, take these 531 leads, go tag them on that training to make sure they see it, or I can get YunaPro to send them a message in Messenger, which is what I'm gonna do with these leads. The people who are really hot, they attended the training already, they saw my offer but perhaps didn't yet buy, I wanna send them a follow-up message and close the sale. This is key. If you wanna maximize your sales, you gotta follow up. So let me show you an example of a type of message that you could use to follow up with those hot leads. You might say something like this, hey, first name, and then the reason I have this in these curly brackets is because YunaPro actually will send these automatically for me and it will insert the lead's first name. So it'll say, hey, Steve, as an example, nice seeing you on the live training the other day. So you wanna do this for every hot lead who attended your live training. Now this is key, you wanna ask a question. What's your next step for? And then you're gonna insert the topic now. So as an example, I might say, what's your next step for nurturing your Facebook leads now? And the goal here is to ask them a question that will get them start thinking about their next steps and help them realize they don't know. Yeah, they saw your training. Yes, they got value. Yes, they understand the concepts, but implementing those concepts in their life or in their business is something that they still need help with. So in this case, Steve, as an example, he might come back and say, yeah, well, Dave, I saw how you're doing it on Facebook, but I'm not sure what type of post I should start with. Perfect. When one of your leads admits that they need help, that's opening the door for you to now pitch them on your course or your coaching program that solves that subsequent problem that we talked about. And if this is new to you and you're not exactly sure how to navigate a messenger conversation, don't worry. In the description of this video, I'll put a link to the messenger script that I use that helps me close sales and book sales calls in 6 minutes or less. It's fantastic. Go ahead and download that and you can start using that for your business today. And so that's it. That's phase 4 in the process. It's follow up. Follow up with all your leads who showed interest but didn't attend your live training, and follow up with your hot leads who showed interest and did attend your live training. And that's where you're gonna make a lot more sales of your course or your coaching program behind the scenes. It all happens over in Messenger. Now at this point you might think, Dave, this looks like a lot of work, but I can tell you something really exciting. After you go through this process and you prove that it works and you've started selling your course or you started selling your program through your live training, now as I mentioned earlier, you can take that same live training and you can turn it into a webinar. So you can rehost the same live training as a webinar. And then once you make some more sales of your course or your coaching program through that webinar, you can take that webinar recording and make it into an evergreen webinar. It's a webinar that runs on autopilot without you even there. And then as that evergreen webinar starts making more sales of your course or your coaching program, then you can start sending colder traffic to that webinar. It's already proven to sell to your warm leads, and so now you can start testing it with cold leads. And this is the way that you can really scale up the sales of your online course or coaching program. And so that is the exact process that I use, but as you've seen, I do have a secret weapon for making sales, especially through Facebook, and that secret weapon is YunaPro. YunaPro is an amazing tool that goes out onto Facebook, it finds your ideal leads, it brings those leads over into your audience, it nurtures those leads, making sure they see your content, it strikes up conversations with them, and it makes your leads offers at the time that they're most likely to buy. YunaPro has been a game changer for my business. I know you're going to love it as well. Go over to YunaPro.com. Well, that's what I've got for you in this video, all about selling online courses or online coaching programs. If this was helpful, give it a like. And if you have any questions about this 4-phase strategy, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. I'm happy to help out. And again, if you want to make more online sales and you want to do it through Facebook, you got to check out YunaPro. Go over to YunaPro.com. I know it's going to help your business grow a whole lot faster. Thanks for checking out this video. Can't wait to see you in the next video.